Have you ever wondered if the monsters of legend could walk among us? What if I told you, in the hidden corners of the mind, they do exist? Today, we uncover a real-life tale so bizarre, it blurs the line between reality and myth. Welcome to Bizarre Enigma Stories. In the depths of mental illness, a 63-year-old man's reality transformed into a nightmarish world. Diagnosed with Huntington's disease, his journey into psychosis led him to a shocking belief: he was becoming a werewolf. But was this a mere delusion, or a dark revelation of the human psyche? Our story begins with a white British man, aged 63, diagnosed with Huntington's disease, HD, a condition that would soon intertwine his reality with the mythical world of werewolves. Admitted to a mental health unit and later transferred to a specialized neuropsychiatric ward, his battle with his inner demons had reached a critical point. His troubles had started approximately 2 years earlier. Living in France with his wife, he experienced escalating anxiety, odd obsessions, and mood swings. His mental state was a complex tapestry of fear, agitation, and bizarre beliefs. He was prescribed various medications, including paroxetine and olanzapine, yet his condition spiraled downwards, leading to multiple psychiatric admissions. The man's descent into delusion was both rapid and alarming. He began harboring a disturbing belief that he was transforming into a werewolf. This was not a fleeting thought, but a deep-seated conviction, one that dominated his existence. He would stare into mirrors, convinced his appearance was changing, his human form morphing into something monstrous. His obsessions were not limited to this lycanthropic transformation. He harbored dark, transgressive thoughts, a desire to strangle his wife, defecate in sacred places, and even pronounce the death of God. These thoughts, though not acted upon, painted a chilling picture of his mental landscape. His journey through the mental health system began in France. There, he was treated with a variety of antipsychotics like loxapine and mesmerizing, but to little avail. His sleep was disturbed, his mind tormented by electric shock sensations, and a deepening of his delusional beliefs. In a bid for better care, he and his wife returned to the UK. His agitation intensified, his grip on reality loosening further. It was here, in a state of near-constant mental and physical unrest, that he was admitted to a general psychiatric ward, soon to be transferred to a specialized unit. The roots of his torment lay deep. His mother, diagnosed with Huntington's disease at 50, had passed away a decade later, leaving him with distressing childhood memories of her aggressive agitation. At 58, he sought to escape his genetic fate through testing, only to have his worst fears confirmed, a 41 CAG repeat, the marker of his inherited curse. Before this tempest of mental illness, he led a relatively normal life. He didn't smoke or use illicit substances, and his alcohol consumption was minimal. His contact with psychiatric services had been non-existent, his life marked by the everyday, not the extraordinary. Upon admission, he was not on any antipsychotic medication. He was started on quetiapine and other medications to manage his symptoms. However, his delusions persisted. He believed he was the devil, his organs exposed, his body shrinking. His physical examination revealed choreiform movements typical of Huntington's, yet his cognitive abilities seemed largely intact. Treating him was a challenge. His compliance with medication was sporadic, his agitation leading to occasional aggressive outbursts. The staff had to exercise utmost care and patience, especially during medical procedures like blood tests, which he often resisted due to his distorted perceptions. The turning point came with the introduction of clozapine. Slowly titrated to a dose of 450 milligrams per day, this medication began to quell the storm in his mind. His aggressive outbursts subsided, his engagement with therapy and ward activities improved, and his delusions gradually faded. With time and treatment, the man who once believed himself to be a werewolf started to reconnect with reality. His mental state stabilized, his anxiety and aggression giving way to a more peaceful demeanor. He was able to reflect on his experiences, his journey through the depths of psychosis leading to a newfound understanding of his condition. As we delve deeper into the enigmatic journey of a man grappling with the surreal belief of transforming into a werewolf, we uncover the intricate tapestry of medical intervention and the resilience of the human spirit. But how does one treat a condition that so profoundly blurs the lines between reality and myth? In the specialist neuropsychiatry unit, our protagonist faced a new chapter in his battle. Initially, he was prescribed slow-release quetiapine, miancerin, and other medications to manage his symptoms. Despite these efforts, his belief in his werewolf transformation persisted, accompanied by a preoccupation with apocalyptic ideas and his own physical existence. A detailed physical examination revealed the prominent choreiform movements indicative of Huntington's disease, but no significant cognitive deficits were identified. An MRI scan confirmed the diagnosis, showing the characteristic atrophy of the caudate nuclei and widening of the lateral ventricles. The image of his brain was a stark reminder of the relentless nature of his condition. The path to stabilization was fraught with obstacles. The patient's agitation and aggressive tendencies necessitated constant nursing care and detention under the Mental Health Act. His medication compliance was a constant challenge. The initial lack of improvement with quetiapine led to a pivotal decision, the introduction of clozapine. Clozapine's introduction marked a turning point in his treatment. The dose was carefully titrated to 450 milligrams per day. Despite initial resistance, especially to blood tests, his mental state began to show signs of improvement. His delusions gradually receded, and his aggressive outbursts became a thing of the past. With the increase in clozapine dosage, the man started to find solace. Conversations became possible, and he participated more in ward activities. His nihilistic delusions diminished, and miancerin was switched to citalopram to address the depressive elements of his psychosis. The journey was not without its hurdles. Clozapine brought about adverse effects like constipation and hypersalivation, but these challenges were met and managed without the need for additional treatments. Slowly, the man began to emerge from the shadow of his delusions. As his mental state improved, so too did his physical symptoms. His movement disorder, once a constant presence, became less prominent. He was eventually able to engage in formal cognitive testing, which revealed no evidence of cognitive deficit, showcasing his above-average IQ. The gradual improvement led to the rescinding of the Mental Health Act detention. He transitioned to being a voluntary patient, even enjoying trial leave with his wife. The time spent away from the ward raised no concerns, signaling a significant step towards his eventual discharge. Approximately 4 years after his discharge, the man lives a relatively normal life. He remains well, free of psychotic symptoms, and with only a mild movement disorder. He lives independently with his wife, managing daily activities and indulging in his passion for gardening. As we reflect on this extraordinary case, we venture into the realm of Huntington's disease, a genetic, neurodegenerative condition marked by cognitive, motor, and psychiatric symptoms. This story is not just about one man's battle with his demons, but also a window into the complexities of a disease that challenges our understanding of the human mind. Huntington's disease is caused by a mutant Huntington protein, resulting from an expanded CAG repeat on chromosome 4. The number of repeats is crucial, as it inversely correlates with the age of onset and directly with the rate of caudate atrophy. Our protagonist's 41 CAG repeats were a sentence written in his DNA, predestining him to this fate. Clinically, HD is characterized by a triad: the movement disorder, subcortical dementia, and a positive family history. Psychosis is a less common but devastating manifestation. In our protagonist's case, his psychosis was atypical, poorly systematized, and deeply rooted in his fear of the disease. The most striking aspect of this case is the phenomenon of clinical lycanthropy. This rare condition, where a person believes they are transforming into an animal, in this case, a werewolf, has a rich cultural and historical background. From ancient Greece to the legends of the werewolves of antiquity, this belief has been a symbol of the human struggle between civilized norms and primal instincts. In our final chapter, we delve into the heart of this enigmatic tale, exploring the deeper psychological and cultural implications of our protagonist's journey. Here, in the convergence of myth and medicine, lies a story of human resilience and the mysteries of the mind. If you're captivated by this tale of the human mind's mysteries, consider subscribing to Bizarre Enigma Stories. Don't miss out on our journey through the most puzzling and chilling stories ever told. Our story transcends the boundaries of a medical case. It invites us to ponder the profound impact of cultural and personal beliefs on the human psyche. Our protagonist's delusion of transforming into a werewolf, known as clinical lycanthropy, is a rare psychiatric phenomenon that brings to light the complex interplay between mental illness, cultural mythology, and personal fears. The legend of the werewolf, a creature part human, part beast, is steeped in centuries of folklore. It symbolizes the eternal struggle between the civilized and the primal aspects of humanity. This archetype, found in numerous cultures, often represents moral shortcomings, a theme that resonates deeply in our case. The werewolf's transformation, associated with violence and guilt, mirrors the inner turmoil of individuals grappling with profound psychological disturbances. Clinical lycanthropy, though rare, is a fascinating example of how deeply rooted cultural narratives can shape individual psychopathology. It often arises from a combination of factors, including distorted perceptions, deep-seated fears, and neurobiological changes. In the context of Huntington's disease, our protagonist's delusion can be seen as a manifestation of his struggle with his own identity and the progressive nature of his illness. The genetic and neurodegenerative nature of Huntington's disease played a crucial role in the development of our protagonist's psychosis. The disease's impact on the brain, particularly on regions responsible for regulating emotions and perceptions, likely contributed to his unusual beliefs and behaviors. The presence of the mutant Huntingtin protein and the resulting neurotoxicity exacerbated his psychological symptoms. The introduction of clozapine marked a significant turning point in his treatment. This medication, though used off-label, demonstrated remarkable efficacy in managing treatment-resistant psychosis in Huntington's disease. The gradual improvement in his mental state with clozapine underscores the importance of personalized and patient-centric approaches in psychiatric care. As our protagonist recovered, he began to reflect on his experiences. His journey through the depths of psychosis to a state of relative normalcy is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. His ability to re-engage with life, manage daily activities, and pursue hobbies like gardening illustrates the potential for recovery even in the face of severe psychiatric conditions. This case highlights the critical role of neuropsychiatry in managing complex cases like clinical lycanthropy in the context of neurodegenerative diseases. It emphasizes the need for a holistic approach that considers not just the neurobiological aspects, but also the psychological, cultural, and personal dimensions of mental illness. As we conclude this extraordinary tale, we are reminded of the intricate tapestry that is the human mind. In the face of overwhelming challenges, the journey of our protagonist from the depths of a werewolf delusion to a life of relative normalcy is a powerful narrative of hope and the enduring strength of the human spirit. It underscores the importance of empathy, understanding, and a comprehensive approach in the treatment of mental illness. This story, emerging from the intersection of myth and medicine, challenges our understanding of reality and the power of the human mind. It's a reminder that behind every case, every symptom, lies a unique human story, waiting to be told. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the enigmatic world of bizarre enigma stories.